the fate, monsters lurking at the gate. Heroes rise in the night, doctors wielding magic might.
Hello! Once again, we're joined by our dragon hunting doctors. Say hi, dragon hunting doctors.
Hi, dragon hunting doctors.
Hey.
And I think that we have officially proven that doctors can in fact play D&D. We have seen them play through Dragons of Stormwreck Isle as they successfully bested the Diskord team that was trying to do some sort of odd dragon ritual on the island. They saw a bronze dragon emerge, flying like a comet, striking the undead dragon and driving it off. And as Vorgrim slew his longtime foe, Six Fingers, he realized that only Six Fingers knew where his brother Judis was. What has brought our heroes to this isle? What mysteries are yet to uncover? And where are they heading next? Tonight, we find out. Adventurers, the adventure is yours.
Oh, well, that was a fight. What the heck was going on with the dragon bullshit?
I have no idea, but I heard all over.
So you see in the distance the undead dragon appears to be fleeing, and the bronze dragon is slowly looping back towards you. There's no apparent foes. There's the winged kobolds, Mech and Min, sort of hiding in the corner. You have the body of Six Fingers. No other bodies of your foes, but you could do a general looting or ransacking while you waited for the dragon to return. There is the bronze dragon who was being sacrificed in the ritual, who's still chained up, and that's what you see.
Kurgan, pass me that man's tabard. I need something to wipe my sword on.
It's a bit of a mess, just so you know. Oh god. I get rid up and pull off his outer clothing and then throw it at Vorgrim. And then immediately lie down again and like hold my battered body.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay here.
All right. If anyone would like to investigate anything, let me know. Otherwise, the elder bronze dragon is going to slowly circle back and land on the top of the observatory and sort of come to a pause, flapping and landing on the observatory top, and sort of looks down at you and starts to shrink down, and the dragon's massive body turns into Elder Runara.
I'm
You must have
just
many
looking
questions.
over the edge of the place where we're fighting and stuff, making sure that Mary Sue, or which were the Sues, was it? It plummeted
Mary Sue.
down. Yeah.
Doesn't matter which Sue, they all look the same on the inside.
We didn't see her inside. She got caught by the dragon.
Yeah.
Where my sister went.
Check.
What was that? Sorry, Chris?
You can make me a perception check if you want. You think you saw her fall off and the dragon go to grab her. You can see if you can see any sort of body or debris in the water.
I rolled a 9, but I don't think the game session is running, so I don't know if it's going to show up.
15.
With that, you don't see any evidence that she's fallen into the water. You don't see any sort of floral looped bows hanging off rocks. You don't see any sort of perfectly coiffed handkerchiefs hanging or dangling in the water. Best guess is that she probably got onto the dragon. Whether she got dislodged by the bronze dragon or not, you're not sure.
Okay, let's ransack this laboratory. There's going to be some madman's journal in here talking about how to raise a god or something. There's always a journal. Maybe it'll be useful.
Yeah, sure. You can go to the laboratory.
Once I've had a break, we should talk to the clearly bronze dragon faking being an elf.
Yeah, she's starting to hook the
The
chains.
junior dragon was
Yep,
still
dragon.
chained up. Is that right?
Yeah, Elder Renara is going to start poking those chains unless anyone stops her.
I'll try and help remove the chains.
Sure.
Despite his total lack of scholarly aptitude, Vorgrim appears to have rolled a 20 on his investigation check.
Interesting. What were you investigating specifically? Or in general, if you want.
Vorgrim was thinking that whenever a power-hungry madman launches a scheme of global domination, he's going to have some mechanism which might be useful to the Church of Bane. So naturally, he's going to look for some kind of description of what the incantation was about, or find things that could be useful to the Church.
Was that a natural 20, Borgrim, or was that a dirty 20?
Natural 20. His aptitude bonus is +0 for this investigation.
Okay, you find two very interesting things. So you dig through this tower. It's an abandoned wizard's tower. but you can see someone's been making use of it recently, and you know Cata 6 Reb was hanging around. You find some documents. I'll show you the documents, and I'll show you the item that you've found. I'm showing you the documents are over 2 pages. They're very worn, but you can see someone's actually been referencing Cata 6 Reb's work. And this is old documents you suspect it was someone else referencing his work prior. And you see that they've compiled a list of his previous works. And you also have another one. I'll put them both in the chat in a sec. This is the first one that are his works, and then there's a number of works that are critical of his research. So I'll flash both. And with a 20, something about the first set of documents really does grab your attention. Something's itching in the back of your brain reading those titles. And I'll pop both those in the chat in a sec.
The cycle of creation and destruction. Maybe it has something to do with the dreams we've been having. I better put these in my pouch. Maybe some of the eggheads back at the church will know what to do with them.
I suspect it's a source of great power.
I doubt it. It'll probably just be for someone's PhD or something.
And knowledge is power, Wargrim.
What would creating oranges have to do with geometry? Citric manifestations?
And if
There's
it's not
also
useful, at least we won't be stuck next time we run out of toilet paper.
You find a second item. You find sort of tucked away in a corner, gathering dust in a box, faint droplets of blood scattered around it. You find a compass with a ruby red drop in the center of it, little arcane writing, almost too small to read, scattered around the points of that compass. And you find it, but you don't know too much about it just off the investigation roll, but you find this very old looking compass with a ruby red drop of blood like substance on it, about the size of your hand, the whole compass.
Does it always point in a single direction like a normal compass would?
You know, it's funny, when you sort of move it around, it doesn't seem to be focused on anything right now. It seems just to be swinging freely and loosely, like it's directionless at the moment.
Is there any blood lying around after the battle? I'm going to put some on the compass.
Yeah, I mean, you have your choice of kobold blood, Six Fingers blood, I suppose, a little bit of dragon blood.
Dragon blood.
Your own blood. Dragon blood? Okay, let's say it was the bronze dragons because the undead dragon probably didn't bleed. You see that the compass does a couple things. Do you put the blood on the compass?
I put it down on the red teardrop, blood drop.
You see a couple of things happen. You see the small bronze dragon visibly winces, and a little hint of necrotic energy just worms its way over his scales, and the compass swings to focus in on the dragon. And the bronze dragon, the small one, sort of like, oh. And Renara just casts an eye at you, like, don't do that.
Kurgan, did your enemy get away?
And she sort of...
Hey, what?
Did your enemy get away, Kurgan?
Yeah, pretty sure. Lost track of it.
Have you got any of his blood?
Pretty sure he got on the off of the contraption.
Yeah, let's put
I
some
stabbed several
his
people.
blood
I
on
don't think
this.
my
I've got a
blades-
theory.
Yeah, okay. So you sprinkle some of...
Steel
you sprinkle some of the blood from Steel Smile on there, and the compass sort of swings around and focuses off in the east, so in the direction that the dragon left. And I'm going to send you the baseline description you get for this item, Vorgrim. You may get more with a full casting of Identify or some other method. But I'm going to send you the details now in chat. What are the rest of you doing while that's going on?
I believe my sister's gotten away, and I'm curious to find any clue of what happened to her.
Yeah, fair. You can have a poke around if you want. Do you want to roll me an investigation check, maybe?
Investigation check, yep. Got a 10? Oh, 14. Is
14,
that what you call a dirty 14? Because it's got extra stuff.
Sure. With a dirty 14, you find... What do you find? You find some scribblings from your sister. You find some scribblings, and they're tangential and they're random and it's very difficult to see any sort of focus. They're flitting from idea to idea, but you do see mention of traveling east after this, and you see mention of making the world right. But it's very hard to glean much more from the scribblings. They're all over the place. You also do find one interesting item as you're poking around on that tower. I'll put that up there now. So you find a circlet. It seems to be made of woven vines, and there's eyes, like amber jewels that look almost like beast eyes threaded through it. And it looks perfect for your size to put on your hand or carry around.
Can I poke at an eye? See what happens?
Sort of swivels at you. So.
Oh. What happens if I put it on?
You get a baseline of information, and you'll get a bit more as you wear it for a full day. I will give you that baseline information now.
Okay, thank you. But it seems like there's a lot of clues heading east.
All clues can wait until we have a break.
Did you get a bit hurt, did you?
I'm on.
So, Aisling, you get the idea that this is the Beastbane circlet. This does require attunement by a druid. And you get the sense immediately this will give you advantages on checks to stare people down or to lock eyes with someone and establish intimidation or that sort of thing.
That sounds very useful to wear.
Vorgrim, do you tell the others what your compass does?
This compass seems to be a device of vengeance, the greatest of treasures. And he refuses to elaborate more than that.
Okay. Kurgan and Calliope, are you guys doing anything while this is going on?
I was helping unlock the little dragon that was chained up.
Yeah, absolutely. So Aron, the young bronze dragon, sort of nods at you like he's in a bit of pain. He's been chained up for a while. He's got some new necrotic injuries, and he sort of nods at you and snorts and looks very humbled, which is odd for a dragon.
Now, how did you get yourself set up like this?
Thought I could teach Sparkrender a lesson, but he didn't do so well.
Looks like he was the one to teach you a lesson, unfortunately.
He sort of looks up at Elder Renara. He's like, yeah, I mightn't have listened to me teacher.
How long has Elder Renara been your teacher for?
Only about a year. I turned up a year ago, and then Sparkrender, the other guy, turned up. Elder Renara gave him a chance, said everyone should have a chance. Didn't go so well. She's a bit of a pacifist normally.
Seems in this situation, pacifism is not what's called for.
Nah, probably not. Think so. Great job.
I think that should be the last of it. There, you can stretch your wings out a bit better now.
And as you free him, Elder Renara sort of looks you over and reaches into her pocket. And she seems compelled by your sort of help and your compassion for the dragon. And she produces an item. I'm going to put it up here. And she says, thank you for everything you've done since you came to the island, Calliope. I've been holding on to this. I wasn't sure if it was best given to you, but I think now is right.
Why, thank you.
She produces a small writing journal, but attached to it is a quill made from what looks like a phoenix feather, and it's glowing at the tip with this very small spark of constant flame that doesn't seem to ignite the quill itself. And you can see that there's just this faint accumulation of ink as though there's an endless ink well inside. And she goes on to explain, this is the Quill of Endless Inspiration. It does require attunement by a bard. It sort of shines with a warm golden light. It never needs ink. It writes in a beautiful script. And you can switch color based on your emotion. And a small leather-bound journal with silver wire accompanies it. It does, as you sort of... Do you do anything with it?
I remark, wow, this is a fine implement. Thank you.
Okay. Let me know if you ever write with it for no reason.
Okay.
I'll pop that in the chat too. But yeah, so she sort of looks around. Are you doing anything, Kurgan? Anything else?
No, I'm literally on 1 hit point, so he's desperately just trying to have a break.
Oh, Kurgan, you look horrible.
Yeah, I feel horrible.
I can't do anything about it, but I'm so sorry for you.
And the evil spellcaster with the healing spells is out of spells, even if he was so inclined.
You get a healing potion and it restores you 1d4 plus 2, Kurgan. And Elder Runara sort of turns to the 4 of you, and Lenora, who's sort of staring off into the distance, sort of contemplating something. Remington, the sea captain, sort of standing by her side, who'd clawed his way back onto the tower, despite the fact you guys saw him plummet to his doom in the ship previously. And she sort of looks around at the motley crew and says, I imagine you have questions about what's been going on.
Who was the man with the chickens anyway?
Ah, yes. There are 2 very nice statues on the island. There's, of course, the man with the chickens, who's of no real significance. And there's the bronze dragon statue of my father, Astelargan. And I must admit, I'm normally a pacifist. That's why I hadn't intervened with Sparkrender when he attacked Adron. But then I realized who it was they'd raised from the dead for their plan.
The undead dragon was your grandfather?
Was my father. They raised my father. And then he got away.
Sometimes pacifism just allows greater evil to occur.
Yes, you might be right. So it seems they...
So how are they raising...
Yes, go on.
Sorry. I was just going to ask...
Your connection seems a little discombobulated tonight there, Kurgan.
Yeah, I mean, can you hear me at the moment?
Yeah.
I can hear through my microphone, so I'm trying to keep the mic off as much as possible. But I just asked, how exactly would they...
So, in terms of raising the undead, Elder Renara sort of flicks her eyes to all of you, and she says, I'm still not sure how they were raising, how all the undead came to be originally. I thought you might find something at the wreck of the Compass Rose that explained that. But as the catalytic comet approached, and as Sparkrender started his ritual, they were able to raise greater and greater undead. The ritual seemed to combine with something else that had been happening at the Compass Rose in order to raise an undead dragon, more than just the zombies. And I imagine they were trying to raise further dragons with this ritual. You don't know what happened at the Compass Rose? You don't know where the undead are coming from?
What's the Compass Rose?
The ship to the north, the shipwreck to the north. You see Lenora is just sort of staring off in the distance, hand drifting over her pocket.
Yeah.
No, don't recall anything significant out there. Vorgrim lies.
You can roll me...
there was some undead. We killed them.
That's a pretty big one. That's a pretty big whoopsie, Vorgrim, if you want to roll me a deception check.
I was going to say, add a character. I actually can't remember.
So, I don't want to make 15. Yeah, okay. Let me roll something, because I don't want to make Emma's character choices here for her, because she's sort of chosen to hang on to this talisman of Orcus you guys found on the Compass Rose, and
that's right.
Unless something drastic were to happen, I wouldn't have her character reveal that to the bronze dragon, because up to this point she has done her best to keep a hold of that talisman and contain it herself.
And Vorgrim is very much on board with it being in the hands of an evil chaotic worshipping deity as well. Follower of an evil worshipping deity as well.
Mm-hmm. Elder Renara can tell you're not being entirely truthful, but she's not sure exactly why. And you've bought yourself a lot of credit by driving off the cultists, the Diskord team. So she's sort of a bit uncertain what you're doing. And she says, so I guess you've unraveled the mystery of the island. You know there were undead coming. You know there was a cult trying to raise further undead dragons. You know why your ship crashed. But I have to ask you, how did your team end up together? It's such an odd twist of fate that all of you should be here against various people from your past. I mean, even Calliope was brought here by some sort of mystic portal. It just seems like an alignment of fate. How did you end up together?
Oh, you know how I ended up? Yeah, that portal, and these guys were here.
And Calliope, I saw she sees like a copy of your book that you'd well, she sees a copy of the book that was a rip-off of
Okay,
yours sort of on the ground
stabbed
with
through. Yeah.
stabbed through, and she's like, I see they've ripped off a book probably of yours. Tell me though, like how long ago did you put out that book? Was it quite recently?
Oh, I'd say probably about a year, maybe 2 ago. Reasonably recently.
Okay, no worries. Thought you'd skipped ahead in time there or something weird, but that makes sense.
You mean there might be time shenanigans going on as well?
Probably not. That would be a bit on the nose.
You don't happen to know what year it is, do you, Renar?
She says it's the year that Vorgrim, Kurgan, and Ashling all think is consistent. Calliope, you think you might be out by a month.
The year sounds right, but the season? Surely we're in spring?
Anyway,
It's high summer.
we're standing in the middle of a battlefield. Why don't we go back to Dragon's Rest and we have ourselves a stout bowl of oats that Varnorth makes, or some kobold food. We'll talk about your future.
I wouldn't mind washing it down with some wine too.
I think Captain Remington might want to see his cat again. Where did Mr.
That's a
Whiskers
really good
go?
point.
Mr. Whiskers?
Does Kurgan still have Mr. Whiskers?
Somewhere, yeah. He like reaches around, is like, where did that cat go? He's here.
And you see the cat sort of trots up to Remington, sort of like looks at him and sort of sniffs and sort of paws at the captain's cloak, and sort of like little bits of algae dripping off his leg and little barnacles growing up his leg. And the cat's sort of like, just trots back to Kurgan.
I think people are meant to have.
Was he like that when you met him?
No, he did not hurt him. He also fell on a ship that was being torn apart by a dragon.
Interesting.
We had a featherfall spell.
I take out the new quill
Dead.
and start writing down a few theories of what.
He's dead. He's undead. He came back like everyone. Zombies, he's just
Yeah,
on our
that's
side.
what I was thinking. Is like, oh, okay. So we know that there's people coming back from the dead, but he seems to be in control of his faculties, unlike some of the other undead.
Best not to ask any questions. Hey, Captain, can you still pilot a ship?
I can pilot a ship as long as it's got a rudder and a sail, anything. Actually, I've got my ship actually is workable. I could probably get you off the island now. But you could stay here if you want.
No.
My arrival
No,
on the
I'm
mainland is
happily-
long overdue.
Okay. If there's anything else you'd like
I
to do in
mean-
that area, you can. Otherwise, Elder Renara will start the process of taking you back to Dragon's Rest for sort of a meal and sort of a wrap-up of the island adventure.
We should
Before we
finalize
leave, I just
kicking
look
over
on
these
Sober
bodies for
and try to catch
valuables.
anything.
Yeah, you can search the dead bodies, Volgrim. Kurgan wanted to do something.
I am also searching the place. I rolled a 24.
24. Very good. Very good. So with the 24, the young bronze dragon sort of shakes himself off, and you find like a secret compartment in the laboratory, and the dragon sort of taps at it. And you can see it was near where he was chained up previously. And inside, there is a blade revealed. And I'm going to put that up on the screen. And the bronze dragon, Aron, goes on to describe that this is the worm Fang Stiletto. It was made from the fangs of one of his forebears. And I'll pop you some stats in the chat, and you can keep those stats to yourself if you wish, or you can tell the others what it does.
Hope no one minds. No. Oh, cool.
Finders keepers.
Yeah, you guys don't find too much else. So you've each sort of found an item of interest. You see Lenora's picked up something as she's sort of wandering around the tower. Remington's sort of trailing after her. He was the one she spent most time with. She was sort of on the ship for a little while before you guys boarded. You find very scattered notes from Mary Sue. So you find very scattered notes of what Mary Sue was up to. And they describe sort of the plans to raise an undead dragon, and they describe plans of sending undesirable elements of the Harpers to the island in order to sort of secure their death or remove them if they were becoming suspicious of her. You also find that Mary Sue is probably quite highly ranked in the Discord. You're not sure if she's the head or if there's someone above her. And there is one mention of Vorgrim's brother, Judis. It's very tangential. It's just sort of mentioned on a list of people who were traveling on a ship. There is also a mention of plans to the east and plans to build the army further. And you think they were heading east after this once they had sufficient dragons to do something with. You're not sure quite what they need an undead dragon army to do, but you imagine it would be to do something quite impressive.
It seems to have put a chink in their plans, but they've been no means fully scuppered. Does it mention where in the east they might be?
No, it's mostly destroyed either from something that happened in the battle or seawater or spray or something has damaged the notes. But you know that it's towards the east. And you're currently, you're off the west of the coast. So you're on an island. There's not much to the west of you. Most of the mainland is to the east. Yeah.
Then I suspect there's going to be a great need for mercenaries somewhere out east very shortly.
Do you preserve any of the blood from any of the other people, Vorgrim? Seal it up in jar or anything like that?
Yes. I'm going to go through and try to collect blood from the nemesis of each of my allies whose nemesis got away, because I intend to live vicariously through helping them hunt down their nemesis. That would be fun for a Dark Knight of Bane. That's probably as close as the Dark Knight would get to kindness, actually. Also, dragon blood, on principle, that's important to some people.
Okay. You do find one final thing on Six Fingers' body, Vorgrim. You searched that earlier. You find a silver coin, and it's number 1 of 30.
Not sure what to make of this.
Only 29 more to go.
Maybe it came as a freebie with the Neverwinter Gazette.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Otherwise, Renara will escort you back to Dragon's Rest.
Yeah, so with the bits and pieces from the notes are sort of like cast mending on them, trying to patch the bits together and stuff to keep in case of sort of like have study over them a little bit over time to pick up any other hints from them.
Yeah, sensible idea.
I'll keep my sister's notes as well, even though they sound mad.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are able to leave the ritual site. Mech and Min sort of like scurry away. They Lila's sort of chasing them with her crossbow, sort of like an older sister haranguing 2 younger brothers who've been up to mischief. And Elder Renara takes you back to Dragon's Rest. They've put out a feast with all the trimmings. There's oats. There's sort of a mushroom-based stew and a mushroom chai. It's quite nice. One of the mushroom folk has come up from the cave. The professor you met from the mushroom cave is there. He's sort of clapping you on the back. Professor Fungi is very chuffed that you guys achieved your goal. Tarek's there, of course, and Varnoth. And kobolds are all a bit raucous with cheer. Remington sort of sits off in the corner with Lenora.
Oh, not too much celebrating to be had yet. They've still managed to get away, unfortunately.
We've systematically slain every obstacle between us and getting off this island, and that's all that matters.
True, but what am I going to use as a conclusion for this story?
I'm very tired and would like a long rest, and Kurgan looks awful.
I mean, it is Kurgan. He doesn't look too crash hot on the best of days.
Hey, lad, I think I haven't met many other orcs. I'm just saying, I think, because, Renara had a point. It's a bit weird they all show up here, unpleasant people, all at the same time, all working together. So, I say, long term.
Poor Kurgan, he's been beaten up so much his voice is cutting in and out. Maybe some hot tea will help soothe that throat of yours.
Yeah, I got punched in the throat a bunch. It hurt. Is that better? Now that I've cleared it a bit?
Yeah.
That does sound better.
chase down those people because something's funny. They're all of the people who are important to our history, all of them. Trust that. I think something's
Compass will
funny
come
going
in
on, and
handy
I
for
want to know.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Sues really need to
alright,
get
but you
what's
didn't
coming to
elaborate.
them.
Did you ever
After
read the
we've had
book,
a very
The
long.
Count? This would be a great epic revenge story.
Not my usual fare, but maybe it's time to branch out.
I mean, I have read it. I didn't
Did you say the Count of Monte
want
Carlo?
to admit
Morgan?
hijinks. And
Monty Barlist.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm too hungry.
it's exactly your kind of thing, Calliope. It's like
I think you need more honey tea there,
person
Kurgan.
wrongfully in prison. I don't know how I can fix this any better.
I was gonna see if I could turn the settings down. Hang on. Continue to banter.
Is it just too loud and it's cutting out?
No, it seems like you're caught in a time loop, perhaps. And I was feeling like I'm in the wrong season. Maybe there is a bit of time magic going on, and you're caught in a stasis field of some sort.
May not be uploading very well.
Now he's cast invisibility.
Cast invisibility.
It's
So
work
you guys are welcome to take advantage of Dragon's Rest or do anything you wish. You've identified most of the mysteries here. Remington and Lenora off in the corner having their own conversation. Remington has offered to give you a ride on his boat, which you saw crashing, but he said it's quite serviceable at this point. But
There
yeah,
is
you
an-
would imagine you'd be able to leave because you have now a ship that is shipworthy and some serious adventuring power.
I do have
is-
a question in my mind that if Captain Remington's now following Lenora around and she's got that thing of Orcus, if maybe he's subconsciously following her around because maybe she has control over him.
Let's not dwell
Maybe.
on the matter. It's best
She
not
might
to
have
think
control.
about these things.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious. If she has control over all the undead we meet, then that could be useful. Very useful if we fight undead dragons.
They might even follow us. Perhaps we can visit some notable locations like Candlekeep and the Dale lands.
Well, surely they should be able to be put to rest.
We get the rest.
Yes,
You
speaking
guys
of
want to
rest,
interact
that
with anyone
does
you can?
sound like a
We should probably return that amulet to that grave, though, just to break that curse that we found on the ship.
Is that the same amulet as is?
So Lenora will seem unconvinced about the need to do that. She'll sort of, if you approach her, she sort of hums and haws and thinks about doing it, but she might need a night to sleep on it.
decisions are always better made in the morning.
Are there any characters you guys would like to interact with? You're welcome to continue to chat amongst yourself, plan, etc. But is there anyone you would like to interact with over the course of the night?
I can't think of anyone, but I have had my brain so full lately, I kind of can't think of much.
I would mingle in the crowd and ask if anyone knows what's out east.
Yeah. Everyone can roll me a perception check. Just while you're doing that, the crowd sort of talks about a few things out east. They talk about the Candlekeeps of the wizards. They talk about a mountain where dragons reign. They talk about a kingdom on the verge of rebellion, a kingdom by the name of Decia. And they talk about cities. They talk about fun cities like Neverwinter and Baldur's Gate, cities that are thriving cosmopolitan hubs and cities that are a bit rougher. But they talk about many places to the east. Yeah.
I've rolled a 22.
Okay. Anyone who didn't get 10 or more, one of the kobolds is going around pickpocketing you for gold. So on a system, -5 or -1 gold if you didn't catch that. As he's doing that, Elder Renara sort of smacks his hand and chases him off and presents you all with each with a pearl that is worth 100 gold pieces, as well as 20 gold in currency from their treasury. You imagine they don't have a lot of money in their treasury, but they do give you that. You have the healing potions from previous, and the ruby moral is now an elixir of health, and that's been brewed up for you. So you can put that in one of your inventory. And yeah, each of you has obtained an item. You see that Elder Runara actually approaches Lenora and drapes her in a cloak that appears as though it's been struck by lightning, sort of scarred black char across it, and it faintly sparks with static at times. Yeah. And Remington sort of comes over and plonks himself on his table and says, "What? I thought you guys were all going to die, I'll be honest with you."
You look like you have died.
"Ah, it's just the sea. A man at sea doesn't smell his best. That's why I always make sure to wear Pirate's Cologne by Remington Bugleby." And you see it's a little spray bottle with his face on it of a sort of a shoddy knockoff perfume cologne.
Smell is... Oh.
Speaking of
Anyway,
which,
I'm heading for the
Captain,
coast in the morning. If you guys want to jump on the ship, it'll only cost you one of those gold pieces you just acquired, because I'm a good sport. And yes, we'll drop you off anywhere along the coast you wish to go, separately, together, whatever you wish. And yeah.
Surely you wouldn't leave us stranded here if we weren't to pay you a piece of gold.
It's the privateer life, I'm afraid. The perfume brand won't fund itself.
speaking of which, Captain, what do you remember after that attack by the dragon? And how are you
Well,
feeling?
there I was, courageously leading a retreat into the air, so I'd draw the dragon away from you. I plunged into the depths as I fought sword and tooth against the beast, and as I drifted down into the depths, I caught Poseidon himself by his tail and lashed him to a raft. And then, of course, I fought a kraken that lashed at me with its 10 tentacles, but I tricked it into being eaten by a leviathan, I did. And at that point, I caught myself a fish that was this big. He sort of stretches his arms to an unnatural degree.
He's had quite an adventure as well.
You should write a story about your adventures.
And he sort of nods at you. Just a ghostly green ethereal energy just traces over his fingers and disappears. Anyway, I've better hit the old hay, sailing early in the morning. Anything you guys need for the trip? We've got plenty of hardtack, of course, but you're welcome to bring your own supplies. And yeah, we'll leave early in the morning.
We should get more potions of Featherfall or amulets of Featherfall.
Oh, it's not a flying ship anymore, I'm afraid. It just travels by sea. Nice and safe. Close to the surface. Can't really fall if you're close on the surface.
So water walking or breathe underwater then? Okay.
Lifeboats, flotation devices, twice as many ballistas.
Not wearing plate armor or chainmail.
I intend to put flotation devices over my chainmail.
If it works, it
It might still get rusty, however. Chainmail is very easy to rust.
I'll have to buy some enchanted stuff when I get back to shore.
Okay. Over the course of the night, Runara pulls you aside, Vorgrim, and walks you over to the statue, the bronze dragon statue that you now know is Astalargan, her father. She sort of looks out at the statue and says, "I didn't really like you when you arrived, Paladin. Don't really like you now, but familiarity and all that. The thing is, this island has been a graveyard of dragon disputes, fight after fight after fight, generations lost. My father was slain fighting the giant red dragon that still slumbers beneath the island, and it cost him his life. And I became a pacifist because I believed I wanted something different than my father and his father and all their generations. And I don't know what to tell you. I think you enjoy war. But I just wonder if there's something else you could be. And I don't know. And I don't know if I'm feeling sympathetic or what, or if it's just the ale. Anyway, probably just an
I'm
old woman's
saddened to
will.
hear that you didn't like me and still don't like me. I, on the other hand, love pacifists. You keep mercenaries like myself in business.
Yes, well, I guess your sense of humor is not too bad. Yes. Anyway, I've got more drinking to do, but I think you could be something more than you are. But I guess that's really up to you. And she turns away. that would be all the characters that would approach you guys. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before the rest?
Find out how big this dragon is underneath the island and how big its hoard is, just for future reference.
Yeah, so this is an ancient red dragon. Its name is Sharagoth, and it was critically injured in the fight with Astalargan and crashed beneath the island. They believe it still slumbers there, healing from its wounds, but it was a massive red dragon. Like, Renara is big, it would be 2 to 3 times her size.
And I guess if it crash landed down there, it won't be in a location with its hoard present. It'll just be where it crash landed.
Probably not, but you do recall that some of those fume drakes and the things in the mushroom cave and the fire elemental snake, and you think maybe they were attracted by the red dragon that slumbers beneath the island.
And there was that bizarre red crystal wall, which might have some association with it.
Yeah, anything
I
else? Anyone
think
else would like to do?
stop dreaming about giant dragon hordes. Is the guy who was brewing all the health potions still around?
Ah, yes, Tarek here, at your service. Here are all your health potions. He throws you like a clutter of potions. Like, there's no satchel or anything. It's just like a series of Eisenmeyer flasks. Just like, so you guys get all those. You get your elixir of health from the Ruby Moral, and he throws in what is the equivalent of a fantasy Labubu for shits and giggles, and it is terrifying. Like, those things look terrifying. You don't have to take it.
Something for you to cuddle up with at night, dear Kurgan.
No, something
He
to
sort of
make my enemies run away from.
He looks at the two of you and he says, there's a resemblance. Yeah, you too. Yeah, Labubu, Kurgan, yeah. This guy knows
You've
what
insulted my
family.
Family. I don't know any of them, but you've insulted them somehow. You clearly know how to give us a few pointers. Write down a recipe.
Yeah, sure. He gives you a recipe for a basic healing potion. I'll flick that to you later. You imagine there's some skill in application, but you could craft a basic healing potion with the right ingredients, and we'll work out a mechanic for that.
Right. Now, the second part. Do you want to get off this island? Because we've got a plan, and we could do...
Tarek actually pauses at that.
Do with some...
And you see those that tattoo on his neck. He sort of scratches it and he says, yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind a lift to the mainland. I think it might be time to tie up a loose end.
Right. So show up at the docks and don't worry too much about what the captain looks like. He's only crashed one boat that I've been on.
I mean, statistically, that's fine. Most captains crash anywhere from 0 to 1 boats. You round up.
Yeah, I mean, it was the only boat I'd ever been on, so statistically, that sounds totally correct.
And he's unlikely to fall asleep at the wheel.
Honestly, driving in carts is the most dangerous way to travel. The road statistics would blow your mind.
Well, hopefully our minds stay
Love to
where
hear all
they
about
are.
it someday.
Firmly in our noggins.
Okay. Aisling, Calliope, is anyone you want to interact with or, investigate or anything?
I think I just kind of thought about mingling through the crowd, really. I think we've already kind of got enough information from that.
Yep. And arrow shoots by your head as Lila, the winged kobold, sort of discharges her crossbow in a drunken sense of jubilation. And she says, sorry, Lila, sorry. And she looks over at you and says, you sorted out my siblings, Mech and Min? Yes. And you guys remember fighting the winged kobolds. And she says, siblings hard. Sometimes they make mistakes, yes?
Yes, that's very perceptive. Yes.
Yes.
I will continue to find my sister.
Very good. Lila happy. And she fires off her other crossbow and it sort of sticks into Remington's butt cheek and he sort of just doesn't seem to notice it.
Like, Remington, are you sure you're okay?
Lit up, buddy.
There's an arrow in your butt.
Calliope, anything you would like to do?
Maybe just... I'm probably like having a look at a map of what's to the east and going, trying to work out the most likely spots where they might be trying to head next.
Yeah, sure. Give me one sec.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
there is that spot where there's a lot of dragons, but then there's another spot that sort of a lot of nasty people hang out. There's
I will flick you some notes at the end. I just can't put the map up for copyright reasons. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
You know you're not too far off the coast from Neverwinter right now, though. Yeah, I'll flick you some notes later.
Well, I think it's time to call it a night. I want to jot down some notes before I go to sleep. How about you guys?
I reiterate that Kurgan looks awful.
Yep.
So we really
Yeah,
should
I feel.
have a rest.
Yes. I really would like a rest.
Yeah,
I feel like
think
we're
you're
torturing him
leaking that
almost.
ale you've been drinking. You might want to patch yourself up a bit there.
It numbs the pain.
All right. With that, you guys can.
It doesn't numb the
take a long
taste of the
rest.
ale, but it numbs.
You will all level up over the course of tonight. Hooray! And as you do so, obviously your injuries are restored. And you arrive at the docks crisp in the morning, and you see Remington arrives driving at the helm of a shipwreck that has been restored partially. Ethereal, ghostly energy sort of drifts off it, and little lightning discharges leap from the water to the ship occasionally. And it's crewed by a bunch of sailors in hoods and masks, but Remington seems happy enough and his usual self. And he says, "All aboard!"
This does not look seaworthy.
Volgrim will shrug. Well, at least they're not harpers.
I mean, the captain's clearly ghostly, so I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be fine. We'll be okay. We'll be okay.
We mustn't discriminate against the differently alive.
Well, yeah. Well, he's.
Surely he's not unlucky enough to die twice.
I'll just comment.
I think dying once
Captain,
is pretty bloody unlucky.
Captain, your ship looks a bit different, rather energetic.
It's positively sparkling, like a fine, crisp Pinot Noir, if you will.
It's well lit. I no longer regret my lack of dark vision.
Okay, and if you guys are happy to board the ship, it begins its sail away from Stormwreck Isle. There are still some zombies in the water, but you see as you drift away from the island almost seems to breathe a sigh of relief, and something sort of settles as if a presence has moved on from the island, and the camera just sort of pans in on Lenora with her pocket tapping almost rhythmically where you think the talisman of Orcus is. But Dragon's Rest seems fine, and the ship continues on, and that is where we will end tonight.
With insane mad laughter.
Just
They've battled undead and dragons, tales worthy of lifting flagons. Yet their greatest challenge is yet to come, incorporation and acquisition. The cult of Diskord stirs the night. Brother turns on brother in the fight. A machine buried and hidden away will rise again and start the decay. Doctors and dragons